I just got a new job as a graduate accountant a few months ago. It was my first ever professional job interview and I got it first try. In this video, I am going to share with you my secret to winning your next professional job interview. So buckle your seat and let's get started. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jin Tao. I'm an accounting and finance student in my final year based in Melbourne. I make some YouTube videos sharing my experiences as an international student here. Sometimes I make some vlogs, sometimes I make finance video, and I'm still exploring what I like to make videos about. So if you would like to see more, please click the subscribe button right now and let's dive right in. So since you have clicked on this video, I will assume that you are someone who is like maybe applying or preparing for your next job interview. In order to make it easier for you, I have divided this video into 5 separate chapters that you can just watch and skip around the video to the part that you want to watch. From the preparation phase to the appearance, to the verbal, to the mindset, and the follow-up question. Feel free to skip around and let's get started. In this preparation phase, most people would have about 1 day to like 1 week in order to do research about the company and prepare for the interview. In this phase, there are a few things that you can do in order to increase your chance of getting that job that you're applying for. The first and main thing that you can do in this preparation phase is to do research online about the company itself. You can just go to Google and then search the company name up, it will come up, and then just go to the company's website and then read everything that you can find, from the about to the contact us to the culture of the company, see how big the company is, what they expect from you, and then what you expect to do at the company. Try to find as much information as possible. The second thing that you can do is to ask the worker or people who refer you or people who already working there. You can ask them about like the overall culture of the company, whether the people working there like it or not, and the average age of people working there, what they do during their free time. Just try to ask everything as much as you can so that you can get more of the feeling of people working in that company. It will make you understand the company a lot more. Another thing that you can do from my experience is that before I went to the interview, the company called me to ask me to go for an interview, confirm the date and all that. So the HR person was the one calling me. I used that opportunity to ask her what the company's culture is like, whether she has any tips for me. I was like brutally honest with her. I told her like it was my first ever professional job interview and I need some tips, I need some help like that. So she was like very kind. Not only that she gave me a few tips, she also told me a few questions that I might be able to expect from the people who will interview me. So yeah, that was pretty cool of her, and yeah, I was very honest with her as well. In this preparation phase, the main thing that you have to do is to find out the company's culture, whether you like it or not, and whether you would fit inside the company or not. In my example, before I went to the actual face-to-face job interview, I asked my friend who worked there what the company's culture was like, and then he told me like most people inside that company was about 20 to 30 years old. So I would fit in very well inside the company because like most people are around my age, and that also was one of the things that boosted up my confidence a lot before going into the actual face-to-face interview. Moving on to the appearance, I think that this is one of the easiest things that you can do in order to increase your chance of impressing your employer. I think that there are only 3 simple things that you can do in order to increase your chance. The first thing is to dress appropriately. I can give you tips about guys, I don't know much about girls. For guys, I was wearing smart casual to the job interview. In fact, I was wearing this exact same shirt, combing my hair with this exact same hairstyle, wearing my black pants and I think a professional shoe. I don't really know what it's called, but yeah, that was about it. Tip number 2 is to be early. And if you cannot be early, just don't be late. At least like arrive 5 to 10 minutes before the time. Being late is like one of the worst things that you can do. It will give a company like a red flag that they don't want you to work in the company. Not only arriving early will impress your employer some way or another, you can also spend the time to like sit down, calm yourself down, look around for the environment, see what's going on, and it will make your mind calm down a little bit and get ready for the job interview. Tip number 3 is to be polite and nice. This is like also very easy to do. This can be shown through the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you act, and the way you interact with other people. So if there are like last 2 candidates who are like applying for the same job, it's like maybe you and another person, and then you are a bit nicer than the other person, the company would usually go for the nice guy. It's never a bad thing being nice to other people. Just smile and be nice to other people. It's not that hard. Moving on, the main part of this video, which is like the way you talk with the interviewer, how you can impress them through your words, because interview is about talking. First of all, I think you have to be very honest and speak everything from your heart. When you are honest and speak from the heart, everything comes from your mouth will be a bit more natural and more sincere. When you tell your story, it comes with emotion as well. If you just tell lies, there's no emotion into that. And people who work in that field interviewing people, I think that they have enough experience to distinguish and know who is like telling the truth, who is lying. So it's better and it would help you if you tell the truth. Tip number 2 is to try to answer almost every kind of question that the employer throw at you with a story. Storytelling is like one of the most powerful things that you can do during your interview. Storytelling is a way to show your interviewers what you have done, what your values are, what you are passionate about, and not just tell them directly that you really like accounting, but it doesn't really mean anything to the employer. Telling a story would show that you have done something rather than just say that you have done something. Tip number 3 is related to the first and second tip, which is like to show your value. In order to show what your values are, the first thing that you have to do is to know exactly what you stand for, what your real values are. I'll give you an example from myself. A few of my values are hard work, curiosity, continuous learning, passionate about finance, and yeah, a few more, but these are like my core value, and I try to answer almost every question with an example that show those kinds of value. I would also like to remind you to remember to show your knowledge, because it doesn't matter how much you know unless you tell or show them through those storytelling. They will never know. I will give you an example. Before you go into like a written exam at your school or university, it doesn't matter how much you study. It doesn't matter how many days, how many hours, how many weeks you study. All that matters is what you put inside the paper during the exam time, during that 2 to 3 hours period. So during that interview, during that maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes of interview, you have to show them everything that you know. Don't just like assume that they know everything about you through the resume. Sometimes they just scan the resume like 5 to 10 seconds maybe. So try to show everything, tell a story, and I think it will increase your chance a lot. Okay, so now I am going to attempt to give you an example to the question, tell me a little bit about yourself. I did not really prepare to answer the question right now, and especially right now I'm talking to a camera, not an actual human, so it might be a little bit awkward for me, but yeah, I'll try my best. This is what I kind of like did during my interview, my real interview. So my name is Shin Tao, I'm from Cambodia. I study in Swinburne University, accounting and finance major. I am here on a 75% scholarship, and ever since I left home, I never asked any money from my parents. I've been working part-time job in Coles and a sushi restaurant. I spend all my money to pay my rent, bill, electricity, and all other expenses, and I have some saving left over. I use that money to invest in the stock market. So yeah, that's a rough summary of my whole background. So as you can see just now, it was nowhere near the definition of perfect answer, but it's just everything that come from my head, and my answer is kind of like not perfect grammar wise and the way I talk wise, but it show my value. Like from what, if you listen carefully, I tell them 3 main things. I'm here on scholarship, it shows them something. I never ask my parents for money, it shows that I'm very independent, and I spend my money to invest in the stock market, which show that I'm very passionate about this industry that I am applying for. And these are all the reality that I have been through. So I did not lie, it was all from my personal experience, and it was very genuine. So when the employer hear that, they hear my story, they can see it because I show it to them. I did not really tell them like I'm good at accounting and finance and all that. Yeah. Tip number 4 is to show your emotion. So because right now I'm talking to a camera, I can't really show the emotion. I'm so not used to it. But when I actually talk with the interviewers, I kind of like share a few jokes with them. I laugh about a few things with them, and they understand that we are all human. They don't want to like hire a robot to work in the company. So when we talk with them, they can feel our emotion. It makes the workplace better. Nobody wants to work in an environment where everyone just like give 100% just inside the work only. They want someone who is an actual human, who have emotion, who go there and maybe possibly make everyone's day a little bit better, so that everyone would want to come to work tomorrow. So yeah, if you have like a few jokes you can throw at them, if it's really your personality, just show it to them. Also, it's not always about the joke. It could be like a sad story that you have from some bad experience, some bad coffee that you had this morning. Yeah, whatever. You are still human, so take advantage of that. Tip number 5 is to have a conversation with the interviewers. So honestly, going into an interview, most people will think that we as candidates going there just to sit and be interviewed by those other big boss, maybe from HR and all that. But in reality, it's not like that. Interview is like a two-way communication. You also interview them, they also interview you. they want to find the person who most fit inside the company. You also want to work inside the company that make your day a little bit better, that fit in the way of your thinking, your living, because you're gonna work there for a very long time. So when you go there, have a conversation with them, see what type of person they are, what type of the overall people inside the company, see if they have the same similar culture to you. If it goes along, it will like increase your chance a lot. Talking about your mindset, I think you have to imagine yourself working in that company from the moment you send in the application to the moment that you walk into the company for the interview. You have to imagine yourself working there. Do you like it? Do you feel excited? Don't forget that this is going to be the job that you are going to be stuck at 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for the next like maybe 1 year or more. For me, when I walk into the building, I imagine myself working in that company. I felt so excited. I see myself working there for like the next at least 1, 2, 3 to 5 years. So it really helped calming myself down, and I was able to talk with the interviewers more comfortably. One of the last things that I want to talk to you about in this video is the follow-up questions. Don't say no when they ask if you have any questions for them. Just like I said, it is a two-way communication. Not only that they interview you, you also interview them. So this will be the opportunity for you to ask them any types of question that you have in mind, whether it's about career progression, what they do during their free time, do they have any like social club that you can join and social events and all that. So just ask them, make it conversational and make it fun. I think it is better to ask them some kind of question rather than saying no, because it shows them that you are interested in working in the company. And if you wonder how exactly I got this graduate position, check out this video right here where I share my journey and the exact strategy that I used to get this graduate position with zero experience. And if you wonder how I juggle my work and study in the same day as a 21 years old international student in Australia, check out this vlog right here that I made a few months ago. Yeah, I'll see you on the other side.